Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the J Lounge. Of course, you guys know I'm your hostess with the mostest, Miss J, aka Miss Simone Jackson, here to bring you guys another great episode of the J Lounge. Of course, you guys know we are a celebrity-based podcast show where we talk with entertainers, actors, directors, filmmakers, you name it. They all come down here and we all chill. We all have a really great time. Of course, you guys know I am always excited for my next guest. He is a director and he has produced 5 successful feature film projects, 15 episode comedy series, not that we're bragging or anything, documentaries, all of that. His new film, Unknown, is going to hit on VOD June 28th. It's called Unknown. I am super excited. He's got a star-studded cast that we will be getting into later on to the show. But everyone give a warm welcome to Lazrael Lison. Hello.
How you doing? How you doing? It's definitely an honor to virtually meet you.
Yes, yes, virtually meet you. I'm giving you a virtual handshake right now. Nice to meet you. I am super excited that you're giving me your time today, and yeah, I'm so excited for you to be here.
I'm excited to be here as well.
All right, well, I'm gonna go ahead and fire the first question at you. I want to know what began your passion for directing.
Man, I've been into writing, and since as early as 8 years old, I was just one of those type of athletic nerd types, I just loved every aspect of creating. So trying to write my first book at 6 years old. And then it just stuck with me. I think that I probably wrote every day from age 11 to college.
Oh, wow.
Just like from poetry to music to plays. And it's just always been like a heavy passion of mine.
I love that. I love poetries. I love going to slam poetries. You ever go to those?
I used to do a lot of them. I mean, I kind of been out of the loop for a while, because that's a whole different thing than writing screenplays all the time. But I used to go to the poetry rooms and everything.
Oh, that is so cool. I love it. I love it. Well, hopefully maybe one day maybe you come out of retirement, come back here in Seattle and do some poetry slams. We'd love to see
you. Absolutely.
That'd be awesome. All right, going on to number 2 question. As a director, what type of stories do you like to tell and bring to the forefront?
Man, I've been fortunate where, because I kind of took the lead on a lot of the films I've done in the past, that I've been able to cross genres a lot, because Hollywood has a way of like basically putting you in a box. Mm-hmm. I've done like movies like this. I have a great passion for the psychological thrillers. Like this film Unknown is more of a psychological thriller, horror type. I try to, even though I've been a fan of like the Friday the 13th and all that, but I really try to do something with a little bit more, psychological elements in it, as similar to like the Shining or Sinister or Sixth Sense, of that vibe. And then, I've also did stuff like romantic comedies,
Yes.
And which is it's kind of weird. The audience are like 2 totally different people, But I've been fortunate to do many different genres, but I definitely have a strong passion for this genre.
Oh, yes. I have to agree. I am a fan of the Friday the 13th as well. So glad we got that in common. I'm glad. And I'm glad that's because I'm just going to say it right now. We definitely need more Black directors in that type of genre. I'm sorry we do. So I'm glad that you're like, you know what? I'm going to take it by the reins, and this is what I'm going to create. And I'm just, yes, I love it. Which honestly brings me to my next question, your number 3 question. I guess, as I said, Unknown, coming out VOD June 28th. I am super excited. As you just said, you like to mix with different genres with this film. This film has got a real star-studded cast. I'm talking about Master P, Romeo Miller, Tom Sizemore, just to name drop a few. What was it like what was it like working with that cast, and what was it like bringing, this film to the forefront?
With that type of cast, I mean, everybody, the great thing about it is like you I always say working with actors, and the bigger they are, you're like dealing with, it's like a coach dealing with, just, athletes at a high level. And you got to know how to deal with each one, how to reach each one. And, because you look at the people like a Judd Nelson or a Tom Sizemore, they have a different method than somebody like a P or Denise Boutte and, it's just about being able to, get what you want out of the situation. But they're already so good at what they do, you ain't got to worry about like making sure the acting is on point. That's the hardest. That's always the hardest thing if you're trying to teach people how to act. But at this level now, it's just about knowing, being able to emphasize your vision to them, what you want, and making sure they're on point as far as giving you what you want. But it was an honor. I mean, watching people like Tom Sizemore do his thing, watching people like him, it was just like simply amazing experience watching some of these people like get lost within it. And Tom play an AA sponsor. So that was something a little bit more personal to him, considering his own personal struggles.
Oh, wow. I think that's so cool. And I cannot wait for it to drop. They've got 4 more days, people, 4 more days. I cannot wait. I see that you're rocking the Unknown t-shirt. That's what I'm saying.
Unknown t-shirt, yeah.
Gotta rock that merchandise, I am super excited for it. And I think that is great. Especially I gotta say as a director though, I know it's not as easy getting this type of vision, together. It can be a struggle sometimes. And it can be a struggle. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's always good, working with different actors, seeing them do what they do. But also as a director, you got to have those days where you're just like, oh my gosh, my head's gonna explode.
Yeah.
It's gonna absolutely explode.
Like I said, a director, the challenging thing about a director is you're basically like, you're the coach. You're coach, you have to be aware of everything. You have to basically run the set. You have to basically have the answer to everything. And then you have to deal with the actors. You may have some actors are low maintenance, then some actors are high maintenance,
Yep.
And it's just about being able to meet them where they at to get what you want.
Exactly.
That's the way I always say, just get what you want out the situation, and then you can send them home.
Exactly. I agree with that. I also look at it as directing as kind of your conductor. And you got your band, right? And you got to make sure as the whole show, everything is conducting smoothly. You got to know when to tell the bass, more bass. When to tell the violist, more of this, more of this. Yes, you got to be, as you say, a coach, and you got to be a conductor. You got to be a whole lot of things as a director.
You gotta be the cheerleader. You gotta be, everything. Exactly, the water boy. It's lovely. It's lovely because the more you do it, I've been doing it long enough at this point where, where I know how to handle most pressure situations. When actors are like just have that special quality where you can let them run.
Yep.
But then you got those that are like, you don't want to let them run, because if they run, it's gonna be a whole nother story. You know what I'm saying? So you got those different type of people, and you got to know how to assess each one.
And it's true. And it's so true. Oh my goodness, it's not just a director. I wish there was a different name for director, because you're not just directing. There's 7 billion jobs in one that you're doing. And how you keep it all together is amazing. But
just experience.
Just experience, just experience and the prayer of God, let's be honest. Going on to the next question, name 3 directors who influenced your career.
Well, I guess, and again, so just so I don't cross genres here, so I'm gonna stay within this genre because I guess depending on what film, what story I'm writing, is different directors, like for example, somebody that was around when I was young, you can't within this genre, you can't really forget about the M. Night Shyamalans,
Yes.
people like that, because I like the way it ain't like I'm a big fan of every movie that he do,
Right.
but I'm a big fan of like his outside the box thinking.
Yes, I get it. Yes.
When he and then that the Sixth Sense has always been like
Standard.
top of the list and Unbreakable, and so I definitely like what he's doing, and then because I was from the directing standpoint, I really like the way American Horror Story.
Mm-hmm.
I like the way it was just shot, especially early on. Now it's like 11 years into it or something like that, but the first several seasons, like about first 5 seasons, it's just like I was such a big fan of like how they was pushing the boundaries.
Yes.
And the way the camera was moving. So I really like the director of that, like Bradley. I think his last name is Bucher, something like that. Bradley Bucher. I really like the way he do things. And then another director that I like, because I was a big fan of like Sinister. I like Sinister. Sinister 1, Sinister 2, and then honestly, I kind of didn't follow him as much after that. But then when I was answering these questions, I was looking at him more, and I realized he even directed Marvel, like Doctor Strange, like Scott Derrickson, who directed Sinister 1 and Sinister 2. So those are my 3 that within this genre that I really, really like their work. And a lot of times it's the way the camera moved, the way the story is told, and
right.
So that's my 3.
I like that, especially M. Night Shyamalan, because I get what you're meaning. Like, he don't always agree with the work that he puts out, but I do like the fact that he pushes the boundaries. He tries to do something new. Of course, for me, The Sixth Sense will always be a standard, always, in suspense and excitement.
It's pretty interesting that, like, because he just did a movie that I watched, and it's like, you don't always necessarily like the movie, but the choices he make is very interesting,
Yeah.
And all his stuff kind of like get a cult following.
It does. It really does. It really does. The Happening, the movie about plants killing people and, something in the air. Yeah, you're right. He pushes the envelope of different types of films. And I really can't wait to see his next film. I know that one of my favorite wrestler turned actors, Dave Bautista, is going to be in there. So I can't wait to see what else kind of boundaries and pushes.
And he make a killing in the box office.
It does. It does.
People be like, oh, the movie sucked, but yet it gross 100 million. Like,
obviously it didn't suck that much, people.
Exactly. That's why you can't really listen to reviewers, critics.
Yeah, I completely get it. Yeah, he pushes the boundaries, and it's So your name will be up there one day. I can feel it. Your name's gonna be up there one day. All right. Yeah,
I put in the work for it.
Yes. Speaking of work, I want to make sure my audience keeps up with you, your work, and of course, keeping up with updates on your new movie, Unknown, coming out here soon. Where are you on social media?
Well, they can find me on, Lazrael Lison. That's L-A-Z as in zebra, R-A-E-L, Lison, L-I-S-O-N. You can find me on Instagram under that name. Same thing on Facebook. And then pretty much, everything else is easy to find under that name.
Yes. So I highly encourage my audience.
We're in this era now. You can find anything.
Yes. Yes. Everywhere.
Everywhere, yeah. So all the movies, everything, company website, summerhousepictures.com. Yeah.
Yes, make sure you follow Lazrael Lison on all social media, and make sure you guys check out, of course, the Unknown film coming out VOD June 28th. Going on to the next question, I want to know what future projects are you involved with currently that you can give just a little bit a dish to the J Lounge audience, just a little bit.
Well, actually, I jumped genres again. After this, I just finished a film with a lot of very, very, very recognizable people in it that I'm sure your audience will love. But it's a holiday movie. It actually comes out later this year. It's for network. So it's called A Miracle Before Christmas. So it's a beautiful, beautiful story. Totally different genre. I don't want to confuse people. Like wait a minute now. But it's a very, you got Keith David in it among a lot of people. It's just it's a great, great story. And we just actually wrapped that film May the 31st.
I like it. You are so right. You did just jump genres to a whole different
genre, So like but yeah.
It.
I know, so it's hard to even talk about that. They're like, wait a minute, he's soft.
Oh my goodness. I mean, hey, after doing like a film like Unknown, jumping into a Christmas genre, it will be totally unexpected. Totally unexpected.
So that's why, I don't, I try not to dip too much, but it's a great cast, man. It's a pretty well-known cast in that movie, and it was a great, great story.
Well, make sure you keep us here at the J Lounge posted, because now I want to know. You just can't be dropping names like Keith David and then not drop some more. I need to know now.
Yeah, it's a lot of people in there.
Well, definitely keep me posted. I want to know more. So make sure you definitely keep me posted. All right, just got a couple more questions for you. What goals do you hope to accomplish in your directing career that you haven't yet?
My goal, honestly, is to just keep getting better, keep growing, keep rising up the ladder. I've been doing this for, like they always say, you stick with stuff and you get better and better, and then your time is coming. And I just see now, putting in all that work I've done, now it's like I'm becoming a director, that my name is finally getting to the place I want it to be. And finally get to the place I want it to be. And that just, so the goal is to just keep getting better, keep just doing great projects, and keep rising up that ladder.
Yes.
And to, and keep putting out great work, and keep putting myself in a position where people think enough of my work to keep want to give you that opportunity.
Yes, I completely agree. I feel like you have nothing to worry about. Again, you're jumping from different genres. You're showing so much versatility. So I feel like you're good. You're golden. You're going to be climbing up that ladder still. You're going to continue to get the work. You're going to continue to be busy, booked, and paid. Just calling it like it is. So, all right, just a couple more questions for you. I'm going on to the next questions. In your own words, can you tell the J Lounge audience and everyone listening why they should check out the new film Unknown, coming out on VOD June 28th?
I think that honestly, if you want to have a good time with your partner, you want to get like a little thrill factor, I think this film going to take you on a roller coaster ride. It's going to take you on what you think isn't, what you thought wasn't. It just everything. It's like basically, it's just about the lead actor is he's working on his next novel, his follow-up to his successful first novel. And he basically in the midst of all this, he start getting these random phone calls, from unknown numbers. We can all relate to unknown numbers. I get like 100 of them a day.
Yep.
And so he started getting these phone calls, and everybody's saying the same thing. And then he's So he go down this rabbit hole of trying to figure out what happened, what's going on here. And then, just a lot of stuff like who did it, what happened. And some people was pretty much, caught up in the strand dealing with a serial killer. And he just trying to figure out what happened, who did it, and then there's a lot of different people it's just like a roller coaster ride. And I'm curious to see like what people response is, but I think people are gonna be pleasantly surprised by the time they get to the ending of it.
Ooh, I am excited. I got my popcorn, I got my candy ready. I already made sure I got my speed dial for Domino's. So I am set for June 28th, okay?
And then I think people gonna be surprised how good P is, in the movie. I mean, we watched him for 30 years, but I definitely think that when P actually brings something this time, he showed a lot of range. So I was pleasantly surprised working with Master P on this one.
Honestly, when I was seeing the cast, that was my biggest surprise, was seeing both Romeo and Master P in it. So I'm very interested.
Romeo is barely there. He's more on the producer front.
Gotcha.
But definitely P is definitely a lot more present.
Oh, I can't wait. I'm very curious to see his performance.
Mm-hmm,
so
yeah.
I am.
He actually opens the movie up.
Ooh, no pressure or anything. No pressure.
He plays the mayor.
Ooh. All right. I highly encourage my audience. Like, look, if we don't have a viewing party, maybe y'all tweet out your reactions. But make sure you guys check out Unknown, releasing on VOD June 28th. You heard it from the director's mouth himself. It is a roller coaster, and you will be pleasantly surprised by Master P's performance. So if y'all are like me, make sure I check it out. I am set and ready. All right, going on to the last question for you. In your own words and opinion, what is the best work you put out so
far? The next one coming.
Ooh.
This one was great. This one, the Unknown is really, I'm really happy with this film,
Yes.
And I'm happy with what this came out to be. And I think the next film, I think every project I do gets bigger. The budget get even bigger and bigger. And so the next project, the one coming out, the holiday film, is even much bigger. So I think that's going to be, it's going to really be, blow people away. If you like, for the next film, if you like stories like The Family Man with Nicolas Cage, Wonderful Life kind of mixed together, it's kind of like a, it's kind of like a mixture, like, it's a beautiful story, but it's a very big story as well. So the next one, every project keeps getting bigger and bigger.
Yes. So bigger that one day we might see him at the awards ceremony carrying a golden dude. Who knows?
And then by the time I get to the point where you carry an award, I won that Oscar off doing a very small film. That's what it is. You go there and get that big, and then you win it off just going doing a little independent film.
It's so true. It's so true. But we'll speak it into existence, though. We will speak it into existence.
Absolutely.
Oh my goodness. I had such a great time speaking with you. I am so excited you were able to give me your time. I know you are a very busy man, so I appreciate you giving me your time. I'm very excited for the movie Unknown. Like I said, I got everything on lockdown. I got my snacks, everything set. So I'm excited, and
it's definitely gonna be a roller coaster. Make sure you have somebody there with you to watch it with you.
Yes, bring a buddy. You heard it from himself.
Bring a buddy because it may kind of like scare you a little bit at times.
Ooh, that is A-okay. I am so good with that. I am so
Yeah.
good with that. But you have been such a pleasure to just be able to speak with, and I'm so excited for my audience to learn more about your work and see the film. Thank you for being on here today.
Thank you so much, and look forward to watching the interview. Have a good day.
Yes, yes,
Okay.
thank you. Of course, you guys
Okay.
know I
Bye.
am your hostess with the mostest, Miss J. I will be back with another J Lounge episode here soon. Till then, mwah, everyone have a beautiful day. Thank you, and I'll be back soon.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye-bye.